So few days back, one of my managing director reached out to me. He wanted me to train few of the juniors on how to be self-assured and confident in front of clients or senior stakeholders. He reached out to me because he thought I do it really well and I'm very confident no matter what the audience is. Now, that took me by surprise because confidence was never my default setting. Anxious, nervous? Yes, that I knew too well. But confidence and self worth is something that I've always struggled in my life. I was one of those people whose voice used to shake when she had to speak to a room, who would be nervous and shivering if she had to speak to senior stakeholders in the meeting, who wouldn't ask question or put her point forward because she felt that she'll be judged or her questions are stupid. From being that version of myself to being this version, how did I go from hiding my insecurity to being someone that other people look to for confidence? Well, that's what today's video is going to be about. A couple of you wanted me to create a video about confidence and self-doubt. I wanted to share things that has really helped me. These tips that I'm going to share in this video, these will be the tested tip that has worked for me and hopefully are going to work for you. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Life Lessons. Knowing the root cause of your issue. Why do you have this self-doubt? What is the reason? And it's something that you can't answer within a day or within a week even. It is something that you probably have to think about. You have to think about your childhood, your parents, your upbringing. You have to critically examine how you're talking to yourself, and whenever you face situations like these, when you really start doubting yourself or you feel anxious or nervous, you need to observe those situations and understand that why they're happening, what is the reason. For me, it took years. I think in my 20s I didn't even know that I was feeling these things. It was in my 30s that I started realizing that there are certain situations that makes me really anxious, nervous, triggers me and kind of shake my entire confidence. Once I knew the reasons, I was able to work on the symptoms better. So I would say that just do it as a part of your self-care. Just give yourself this much time and this much importance that you start self-analyzing, self-introspecting, and really understanding what is the root cause for your self-doubt. The second tip is believe in yourself. Now the question is, how do we do it? Because if it was so easy, then everybody would have been super confident, right? And this is what I did to build that belief in myself. The first thing is always talk to yourself like a queen or a king. Always, always, always. I can't tell you how important it is. Just believe that whatever is going to come out of your mouth, it's gonna become a reality, it's gonna become a truth. If you'll read about it, there's a lot of material out there which shows that how our word have energy and they impact our entire life. Everything that you speak about yourself is going into universe and is going to become your reality. If you're going to talk negative about yourself, you're going to become that person. But instead of that, if you're going to say positive things about yourself, which is probably not true right now, they are going to become your reality in future. Even if everybody around you doubt you, say negative things about you, think that you can't do anything in life, you need to be your biggest cheerleader. You always should and must say positive things about yourself. And you know what? I know that the more unhappy and depressed and dejected you are in life, the more difficult it will be to say these things to yourself. But that is the test. You have to keep saying these things even when you're not feeling it to make it a reality. The other thing is, if like me, you have a voice inside your head who only says negative things, the moment you make a mistake, start criticizing you, you need to stop or rewire that voice. Whenever that voice tell you, you can't do it or you're not good enough, you need to think about your past wins, your past success, and logically reason that you've done so good in the past, why can't you do it right now? The third thing is morning affirmation. I know a lot of people talk about morning affirmation, and like you, I also didn't believe in it. I thought this is just BS. Just because I write something and I say something 20 times doesn't mean it's going to turn into reality. That didn't stop me for trying. I remember when I moved to UK, I was struggling every single day. I felt that I was not good enough. I was very anxious. I was very low in confidence. Still, every day I would write in the morning in my gratitude journal that I'm so confident and I have amazing skills and I'm very smart, I'm very intelligent. Though I didn't feel it at all, but I kept writing them every single day. Even when I heard feedback from other people, which was totally opposite of this, I think those affirmations have played a big role in my journey from becoming this nervous, anxious person to a confident person. So it's not going to take a lot of your time. Every morning or every evening, write three things about yourself. These are the things that you want to become. And write it in the present tense, right? I'm a very confident person. I'm a very intelligent person. I'm a very successful person. Next step is acknowledging your shortcomings or your flaws. Now you have to understand that a lot of time we run away from our insecurities and our flaws. If you're running away from something and somebody else will bring it up, suddenly you'll become defensive and you'll lose your confidence and you'll become nervous. But if you know your flaws and you acknowledge them, then those insecurities and flaws, they don't have any power over you. They cannot shake your confidence. And additionally, you can stop obsessing over your flaws and focus on your strength, which doesn't happen. You know what happened normally? If we have some insecurity and flaws, we keep overthinking about them, we keep obsessing about them, completely forgetting our strength, completely forgetting what good things we bring to the table. When I moved to UK, again, same example because it fit perfectly here. My colleagues who were native speaker and they could speak such good English and they had such great communication skills, and I didn't have those communication skills. I started obsessing about my this flaw. I just, whenever I used to present or whenever they used to present, I used to just think about, oh my god, they're so good at it. The communication skills is so great. I don't think I'll ever be able to match it because they're native. And that was the only thing that I was thinking about. And I used to feel so underconfident and anxious whenever I have to present or speak in front of them. Completely forgetting that the functional skills that I bring to table, the experience that I bring, the diligence that I bring, the dedication that I bring is probably an asset to the team. But I was so blind by my insecurities and I was obsessing so much over my flaws that I didn't even notice my strength. But I think that's the first step toward building self confidence. Just accepting you the way you are, but of course, working on improving yourself. The next step is please, please, please be kind to yourself. Give yourself space to make mistakes. If you did have a setback, consider it as a stepping stone instead of considering it as a failure. And I especially want to say this to all the women and the girls who are watching this. We're always extra hard on ourselves. I don't know, maybe it's because of the way the society treats us, or it's because we get such few opportunities that if we do miss few of them or if we do fail few of them, we just judge ourselves so critically, and that is not good for your mental health, and that is definitely not good for your confidence. You have to understand that the most productive thing to do when you make a mistake is to accept it, learn from it, and move on. But we end up obsessing over it, end up analyzing it multiple time in our head, end up judging ourselves that, oh, how can I make that mistake? That is so stupid. How can I be so stupid? And this is actually a skill to learn, and a skill that is really going to help you in your professional life as well. I remember an incident. There was this manager in my team who was exceptionally good, very confident, and had a quite impressive career. During client meeting, he showed completely wrong numbers, and the client got really upset with the presentation, and I was feeling so bad for him. If I would have been in his position, I would have probably like switched off completely and would have obsessed over this mistake for 3 to 4 days, judging myself, thinking how can I make this mistake. In the evening we had like a team dinner. He comes to me and very cheerfully asked me if I'm ready for the team dinner. And I looked at him and I was like, I couldn't even believe that this is the same person who made such a big blunder like few hours ago. But that's what he said. He was like, I know where I went wrong and I know now what I need to do next time to not make such blunder. By thinking about it over and over, I'm not going to change anything. So it's better that I focus on the next thing that I need to do. And I was like, that's so simple, but that's so smart. And that's what we don't do. A lot of time, people who are like high achievers, hard worker, who expect best from themselves, they end up having a lot of mental health issues or anxiousness or nervousness because they judge themselves too harshly on the mistake that they make. However, the successful people, whenever they make a mistake, they don't obsess about it. They learn from it and they move on. The next thing is surround yourself with positive people, people who uplift you. The more you surround yourself with the positive people, the more positive you feel about yourself, the more confident you feel about yourself. One of the main reason for my confident boost was a single project which I did with the team where the MD and the senior manager, they were such positive people. I mean, they used to appreciate whatever I was doing for the project, and they were always just there to lift the people up. Before that project, I had couple of not such great project, and my confidence was, I think, probably all time low. That project was probably the first stepping stone of my journey of becoming a confident person. I felt really positive. I started believing in my skills again. I started believing in myself again. So surround yourself with these kind of people who make you feel good about yourself, who make you feel confident about yourself. And equally, keep your distance from people, even if they're family, even if they're friends, who are always trying to pull you down and who's always judging you, laughing you. The next thing is going to be a little bit difficult and painful, but it's all going to help you in the journey. Resilience building. So, to build confidence, you need to be resilient. That means you need to do hard things in life. You need to raise your hand even if you feel that you're not good enough for it or you're not ready for it. You need to challenge yourself. You need to step out of your comfort zone. And when you're doing this thing, you need to keep other things in the mind which I spoke about. For example, giving yourself space to make mistake, being kind with yourself, speaking good about yourself, because it is a fact that when you try new things and when you challenge yourself, you are going to make mistakes, you are going to probably fail multiple times, but you need to keep trying it. This resilience building is opposite of fear of failure. A lot of time we don't try new things or we don't grab opportunities because we have fear of failure. This remind me of this reel or shorts that I saw years and years ago, where a parent was asking their kids to try something new to fail. They were like, we don't want to hear about your successes, we want to hear about your failure. What new thing you tried and failed today at? That was such an eye-opening thing for me, because I realized a lot of time we don't try anything new, we don't grab opportunities, we don't step out of our comfort zone because of this fear of failure. That what if I fail? What if I'm not successful? And hence we miss so many opportunities to grow ourselves, to grow our career, to find best relationship of our life, to become the best version of ourselves. I want to be very clear with you that you're not going to become this confident person within days or within weeks. It could take years, because it is, again, it's a journey. You'll have your ups and downs. But the small steps that you can do to move ahead in that journey is creating achievable goals for yourself, celebrating your successes no matter how small they are. A lot of the time, we really work hard to get something, but once we get it, we feel like this is not big enough for celebration. I did it. I remember when I started YouTube, I never celebrated 1,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, because I was always looking towards next thing, next big thing. Oh, I want to have 20, oh, I want to have 50 or this. But now when I see people celebrating 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, I feel like I have really missed out on celebrating those milestones. I should have patted myself on the back that I've reached so far, instead of just saying that, oh, I'm going to do it when I'm going to reach this number or that number. So please do celebrate your small successes and just be kind to yourself. Those were my tips for overcoming self-doubt and building confidence. Remember, it is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but I want you to practice these things and be consistent with them. And believe me, within few months, you'll start seeing small changes. And after a year or so, you'll see a completely different version of yourself. If I can become this version of myself, then I think anybody can do it. You just need to have belief in yourself and be consistent with these habits. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do subscribe to my channel. That's the only thing I want you to do right now. Let me know in the comment which tip did you like the best, and I'll see you in the next video.